Hello everyone and welcome inside Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. My name is Matt Florjancic and tonight we're bringing you men's volleyball action as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets get the season underway by hosting the Hiram College Terriers in this non-conference action. Taking a look first at the starting lineups for the Terriers. At outside hitter, a 6'1 sophomore from Gehenna, Ohio. Number 3, Jackson Dubner. At libero, the defensive specialist, a 5'9 sophomore from Stowe, Ohio, and Stowe Monroe Falls High School. Number 5, Brian Freed. The utility player is a 6'1 sophomore from State College, Pennsylvania. Number 7, Jared Leans. At outside hitter, a 6'1 sophomore from Gehenna, Ohio. Number 9, Connor Tilton. At a middle blocker, a 6'4 junior from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, and Seneca Valley High School. Number 10, Kyle Martini. Another libero defensive specialist is a 5'10 sophomore from Gehenna, Ohio. Number 12, Mitchell Ledbetter. At middle blocker, a 6'6 sophomore from Somerset, California, and Union Mine High School. Number 15, Garrett Scheidegger. And at center, a 6'1 sophomore from Huntington Beach, California, and Servite High School. Number 17, Matt Albano. The Terriers are led by head coach Glenn Conley, and he is assisted by Holly Hoffman. The Terriers come in with an 0-1 record. They lost their season opener at home in a 3-set match against Mount Union. They fell 19-25, 17-25, and 16-25 on January 14th. Taking a look at the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, who come in after an 8-17 season, 3-4 mark in conference play. They're going to start with junior outside hitter from Hilliard Darby High School, the 6'2 leader, number 1, Michael Beard. At libero defensive specialist, a 5'9 junior, also from Hilliard Darby High School, number 3, Peyton Reed. The setter is a 6'2 junior from Hickley, number 4, Brandon Long. The middle hitter is 6'5" junior from Oceanside, California, and El Camino High School, number 8, Chris Mole. At right side hitter, a 6'2 sophomore from Seneca Valley High School in Pennsylvania, number 10, Michael Devlin. At middle hitter, a 6'4 freshman from Towson, Maryland, number 13, John Steinitz. And at right side hitter, a 6'3 sophomore from Massillon Jackson High School, number 15, Carson Junker. The Yellow Jackets are led by Kyle Mars, who is in his 3rd season leading the program. The Yellow Jackets in their home whites with Baldwin Wallace written across the chest in brown letters with gold trim. And the Yellow Jackets have gold numerals in brown trim and brown and gold stripes down the sides of the shorts. The libero will wear the brown jersey with white and yellow lettering and numerals. Hiram will be in their road red uniforms with blue blocks down either side. They have Hiram written across the front of the chest in a blue with white trim, and the numbers are white with blue trim. Hiram will be going from a left to right here in the first set. Baldwin Wallace will be going from right to left as we get underway here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Although Baldwin Wallace finished last season with an 8-17 record, here at Ursprung Gymnasium, they were 5-3 overall. They were just 2-10 away from home and 1-4 on neutral sites. So they're looking to start off on a positive note with a victory at home. They played Hiram 3 times last year, and each time they were on the wrong end of the scoreboard. First, in their opening match last season, they lost in 3 sets at Hiram. Then, less than 3 weeks later, they lost a 4-set match at Hiram before losing a 4-set match to Hiram late in the season. The Yellow Jackets start on serve, and it's long to tee it up, and Hiram can't get it back over the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Long had 29 service aces last year. Hiram plays this one short, and Reed will dig it out. He get flipped up to Long. Back row hit is blocked at the net, but BW keeps it alive. Beard sends it to Junker, and he puts it down for the point. Yellow Jackets in front, 2-0 in the early goings of this match. Long gets the signal. He'll bounce it 3 times, give it a jump, and send it over the net. It's played in the back row and sent over by Leans. Reed dives to keep it alive. Junker will send over the free ball. It'll be sent up to their setter, Albano, and it's hit off of the Yellow Jackets. It's a point for the Terriers. Albano will be the first to serve it up for Hiram tonight. Gives the ball a couple dribbles and a spin, tosses it high up in the air before sending the right-handed line drive over the net. Beard with a hit, and it's deflected at the net, out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Beard will now go on serve, and he finished 3rd on the team with 21 service aces last year. Long led the way with 29. And Nick Ireland had 25. Beard with the arcing serve sends it to the back row. It's blocked at the net as Leans tried to get it over, and the Yellow Jackets put it down for the point. Beard's serve is played by Freed. A block attempt at the net goes by the boards for the Yellow Jackets as Tilton will get credited for the kill. Hitting it through the block and down to the court for the point. And Tilton will rotate over to take the serve. His right-handed shot played by Reed. It's sent to Beard, and he'll put it over the net. Now, after a second hit, Hiram puts it over the net. Tip at the net, and it's Chris Moll coming up with the big right-handed swing and a point for the Yellow Jackets. What a kill by Chris Moll. Moll will now take the serve. Reed will check out. Serve played up to Albano, hit at the net, handled by Long, over to Beard, now to Junker on the right side. He gets blocked, and it's a point for the Terriers. Kyle Martini on the serve. It's played by Beard, up to Long, over to Devlin, and Devlin gets the point. Carson Junker now goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Jumping right-hander, played in the back row, up to Albano. He sets up Tilton. It's handled by the Yellow Jackets. Block is dug out by Reed. It'll be sent over on a free ball. Hiram again trying to put it down, and it's saved by Beard. It's sent over by Devlin now, up to Albano. Back row attack from Tilton, handled by the Yellow Jackets. Long sets up Beard, and Beard sends it out of bounds. Point for the Terriers. Or is it? Nope. The one official in the stand said that it was deflected by Hiram out of bounds. And the point was awarded to the Yellow Jackets, so Junker will stay on serve. Right-hander played back row all the way over the net. Junker will set it up for long. Now to Steinitz, and he puts it down for the kill. The Yellow Jackets go in front 8-3 here in the first set. Junker's serve is an ace as Tilton sent it out of bounds, trying to receive it. And with that, we have a timeout by the Terriers as they trail 9-3 here in this first set. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Again, out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets looking to build on a 9-3 advantage. Junker will stay on serve. He's joined on the floor by Beard, Long, Devlin, Reed, and Steinitz. Hiram counters with Leans, Albano, Scheidegger, Dubner, Tilton, and Martini. Jumping right-hander, played by Tilton, up to Albano. Big swing for a point off the deflection is Dubner. Leans on serve for Hiram. Sends it to the back row where Devlin hits it up to Long. Back to Devlin, and he gets a point off of a deflection. Devlin on serve, sends a right-hander over, and it hugs the sideline but goes out of bounds. Point for Hiram. Dubner will go on serve. Tosses it up, hits it over with the right hand. Reed plays it up to Long. Over to Beard. Beard puts it low. Hiram handles it. But the officials call 4 hits on Hiram. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Chris Moll checks back in. Peyton Reed will check out. And Josh Steinitz will rotate in to take the serve. Jumping right-hander, played by Tilton. It's tipped at the net by the Yellow Jackets. And Hiram will be awarded a point. Yellow Jackets getting a little too aggressive there. Cost themselves an opportunity at a point. Scheidegger on serve, and he hits it into the net. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Right now they're doubling up the Terriers, 12-6 here in the first set. Brandon Long back on serve for the Jackets. It's played by Tilton up to Albano. Right-handed shot from Martini is out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Nope, point for the Terriers, excuse me. Albano will go on serve for Hiram. Coach Mars asking for some clarification from the officials as both the Yellow Jackets and the Terriers were lined up to serve it up. And clearly only one of them would be able to do so. So now we have an officials conference at the stand. And the key will be whether that ball touched the pole that extends from the net in line with the sideline, and is ruled that it was out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets, so point will go to the Terriers, and Albano will be on serve. Jumping right-hander played by Beard, up to Long, back to Beard, tips it over the net. It's played up to Albano, now to Tilton. Hits it over a block. Reed handles it, and we have a point for the Terriers. The Yellow Jackets whistled for an infraction. Albano gives it a spin, sends it over with the right hand where it's played by Beard. Up to Long. Mole swings and sends it out of bounds. Point for the Terriers. Mole did not hit that ball at the peak of his jump. He was already in his descent and had to stretch and reach for it. That put just enough air underneath it to go out of bounds. Albano will stay on serve. Gives it a spin, flips it up with the right hand, jumping right-hander played by Beard. Up to Long, over to Carson Junker, and it is deflected out of bounds. Off of the Terriers, point for the Yellow Jackets. Aiden Kim, who had checked in on that rotation, will check out for the Yellow Jackets. And Michael Devlin will be back in. Michael Beard will go on serve. Sends the right-handed over the net, and he got just a little bit too much of that. Sends it out of bounds on the fly. Point for the Terriers. Tilton now back on serve for Hiram. Right-hander is out of bounds. Side out for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 14-10 here in this first set. Steinitz checks back in for the Yellow Jackets. Reed checks out. Mole goes on serve. It's played by Tilton up to Albano. Big right-handed swing sent back over the net. Hiram tries to play it again, a tip at the net, and it's a point as Dubner got it over the net and found a space in the Yellow Jacket system. Martini will be on serve now for Hiram. Played up to Long, big swing by Steinitz. It's played by Hiram. Now Dubner, one time after getting a point, has a little bit too much on that hit and sends it out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. Junker on serve. It's played up to Albano. Back row hit from Martini. Tip down at the net for a Yellow Jacket point. And it's Brandon Long taking matters literally into his own hands. The setter usually sets up for a big hit. This time said, you know what, fellas, I'm going to take this one myself. That gives the Yellow Jackets a 16-11 advantage and forces Hiram to burn their second timeout of the set. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Out of the timeouts, the Yellow Jackets will send Junker, Beard, Devlin, Steinitz, Long, and Reed onto the court. Junker will stay on serve on the court for the Terriers. It's Scheidegger, Albano, Leans, Tilton, Martini, and Dubner. Junker with the jumping right-hander. It's played by Dubner up to Albano. Big swing and out of bounds from Leans. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Cullen Civic, the 6'2 freshman from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary High School, has checked in to see his first action today. Junker's right-hander played up to Albano. Big swing handled by Reed. Up to Devlin. He tries to put it down with authority. It's sent over one time by Tilton, but the Yellow Jackets will get the point as Steinitz is set up for the finish at the net. And the freshman coming up with a big point. Junker's serve, played by Dubner up to Albano, tip over by Scheidegger. Back to Junker, and he has his shot blocked down for a Terrier point. They cut the deficit to 6. Yellow Jackets in front, 18-12 here in the first set. Civic on serve for the Terriers. Right-hander sends it into the net, point for the Yellow Jackets. Michael Devlin now will be on serve for BW. Devlin's right-hander played by Tilton up to Albano, now to Dubner, and his shot is blocked out of bounds. It's a point for the Terriers. Eden Kim, the 5'10 freshman defensive specialist from Bothell, Washington, and North Creek High School, is back for the Yellow Jackets, and he'll give Michael Devlin a break. Dubner goes on serve for the Terriers. Jumping right-hander played by Beard in the back row, up to Long, back to Beard. He sends it down, and it's hit out of bounds by one of the Terriers. And that ball went about 7 rows up here at Ursprung Gymnasium. That had a lot of power behind it, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz with the right-handed serve, played by Tilton, up to Albano, back row attack, played by Kim, up to Long, now to Beard, and Beard sends it out of bounds off of a deflection. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz flips it up and sends it into the net. He doesn't take a big run up to the serve. First to go with more of a flat-footed approach and didn't have enough on it to get the ball over the net. Scheidegger on serve for the Terriers, and it's out of bounds off the right side of the court. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Brandon Long will be on serve. Dribble the ball a couple times and send over a floating serve. And Yellow Jackets try to block it at the net. And it goes out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Point for the Terriers. Albano on serve. chops down with both hands, gives the ball a bounce, spin, flips it up with the right hand and sends it over where Beard sends it right back over the net, and it's put down for a point for the Terriers by Kyle Martini. Bono with the serve, and he sends it out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Kim will check out. Devlin will check back in for the Yellow Jackets. Michael Beard will go on serve. He'll send the ball over with the right hand. Tilton runs into the bench to play it. It's sent over on a free ball by Civic. Reed will send it up close to the net where Long sets up Mole. The Terriers send it right back. Junker will send over a free ball. It's played by Freed. Up to Tilton. It's dug out by Reed. Up to Long. Over to Junker. He tips it towards the back row. Hiram will hit it into the net as Civic got a little crossed up with his footwork and send it into the net. Beard will stay on serve. And it's set point for the Yellow Jackets as they lead it 24-16. Beard's shot played up to Albano. He sets up Civic. It's handled by the Yellow Jackets. Reed with the set. Blocked down for a point by the Terriers. Devlin had a good look at it. The Terriers had a better one. They put it down for a point. Tilton with the right-handed serve, sends it out of bounds, and it's set point for the Yellow Jackets. They take the first set by a 25-17 count. We're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll have second set action here for you from Ursprung Gymnasium in this non-conference volleyball match between the Hiram College Terriers and the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. You're listening to BW Athletics on BWYellowJackets.com. Hello everyone, and a welcome back to Ursprung Gymnasium. Matt Florjancic here for the call of today's non-conference men's volleyball match between the Hiram College Terriers and the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. BW with a 1-0 lead after taking the first set, 25-17. Leading the way for the Yellow Jackets was Michael Beard. He had 5 kills in 7 total attacks for a 714 hitting percentage. He also added 2 assists and had 6 serve receptions along with 3 digs. Carson Junker was next up with 6 kills, while Josh Steinitz and Michael Devlin had 2 kills each. Chris Mole and Brandon Long had 1 kill each. Long led the way with 11 assists in that first set. Yellow Jackets had 1 service ace. That came from Junker. And Peyton Reed had 3 serve receptions and Devlin had 2. Reed led the way with 6 digs, while Long added 3. The Terriers were led by Dubner and Martini, who had 3 kills each. Connor Tilton had 2 kills, and Matt Albano had 1. Albano led the way with 7 sets for the Terriers. They did not have a service ace. 12 serve receptions for Tilton, 5 for Dubner, and 2 each for Freed and Martini. The Yellow Jackets will send out Beard, Devlin, Mole, Long, Steinitz, and Junker to start this second set. Hiram will counter with Albano, Dubner, Scheidegger, Martini, Tilton, and Leans. Albano set to go on serve, it looks like. And Reed will check into the game for the match for the Yellow Jackets, excuse me. Albano chops at the ball twice, gives it a couple of spins, throws it up with the right hand, and we're underway in set number 2. It's received by the Yellow Jackets, played up to Long. Beard's shot is deflected by the Terriers. Will be sent over to Leans. He has it blocked at the net. Hiram tips it over again. Reed will dig it out. Up to Long, over to Junker. Junker with the right-handed kill for the Yellow Jackets to give BW a 1-0 advantage here in set number 2. Beard will be on serve for the Yellow Jackets. And the right-hander shot is played by Freed. Yellow Jackets try to keep it alive. Beard will send it over on a free ball. It's played by the Terriers. Up to Albano, tip of the net, blocked by the Yellow Jackets. They'll try to play it again. And it's dug out by Long, up to Reed. Now big swing, out of bounds. Off of the Yellow Jackets. Looked like Devlin got a little bit too much of it. Thought maybe it hit off a deflection, but the officials called otherwise. Point for the Terriers. We're even at 1 here in this second set. Tilton will go on serve for the Terriers. Gives it 3 dribbles with the right hand, 2 with both hands, and tosses it up. And it's played by Devlin. Devlin will put it down for the kill. Coach Conley not happy with his team. Felt they gave away that point to the Yellow Jackets, and he let his players know about it. Chris Mole will go on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. Mole with 8 quick dribbles of the basketball and then sends it over. It's played by Freed. Up to Albano, over to Dubner, dug out by Mole. He'll send it up to Long, over to Devlin, and Devlin puts it down for the Yellow Jacket point. They lead it 3-1 here in this second set. Coach Conley quickly goes to his bench to call on Colin Civic, and he'll replace Leans. And Conley brings out the dry erase board and starts to diagram some things up. Not happy with the way those last 2 points played. He's not going to be much happier with that, as it's an ace for Mole. Tilton had a world of trouble handling the reception, and nobody could get there on the dive to keep it alive. Mole thought it was going to hit off his forearm and ended up hitting closer to the elbow bicep area, and not much he could do to get air underneath the basketball, or the volleyball, excuse me. Mole will send it into the net, and it's a point for the Terriers. Martini will rotate to take the serve now. And jumping right-handed attempt played by the Yellow Jackets. Up to Long, over to Devlin, has it blocked, and it's down for a Terrier point. Martini on serve, played up by Beard to Long. Big swing from middle hitter Steinitz, and he puts it down for the point. Carson Junker will serve now for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 5-3 here in the second set. Up 1-0. Junker's right-hander played up to Albano. Dubner hits it into the net, and it drops on the Yellow Jackets side of the court inbounds. It's a point for the Terriers. Civic will now serve it up. He starts at the basketball baseline. Gives the ball 5 spins before he flips it up, charges towards the back line, and sends it over where Junker digs it out. Up to Long, over to Beard. Beard off the net, it's played by Hiram. Back row attack handled by Junker. Up to Long for the Yellow Jackets. Devlin swings, and it's played by Hiram. Over to Tilton, and it's a point for the Terriers. It's deflected out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. That evens things up at 5 apiece here in this second set. Civic with the jumping right-hander, and it sails out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. They go back in front, 6-5. Devlin on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Gives the ball 3 chops before he spins it in his right hand, sends it up, and sends it over. Albano sets up the back row attack, and it's a point for the Terriers. Martini gets credit for the kill as the Yellow Jackets can't handle it. Kim checks back in for the Yellow Jackets. Devlin will head to the bench for a little bit of a breather. Dubner goes on serve. Jumping right-hander played by Kim, up to Long. They'll set up Beard for the hit. Hiram keeps it alive. Martini sends it over. Reed tries to dig it out. Kim can't get to it, and Hiram takes their first advantage of the match. They lead it 7-6 here in set number 2. Dubner stays on serve. Right-hander is played by Beard. Up to Long, big swing and a point from Steinitz. He'll knot things up at 7 in this second set. Steinitz will be on serve. It's played by Tilton, up to Albano, sent over. Now handled by the Yellow Jackets. Junker sets up. Beard will send it over. It's dug out by the Terriers. Albano tried to get a little greedy there, and instead of setting up a hitter, he decided to try and tip it over and ride the sideline where it sailed just a little bit wide, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz stays on serve. Flips the ball into the air, sends it over with the right hand. It's played up to Albano, block at the net, sends it back over, and the Terriers can't track it down. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. They're back in front by 2 now. They lead at 9-7 here in this second set. Steinitz again on serve. He sends it high with the toss and then sends it out of bounds, wide of the sideline. Point for the Terriers. Scheidegger will go on serve for Hiram. He'll bounce it 3 times, give it 4 spins with the right hand, toss it up and send it over where Beard receives it. Up to Long, back row attack from Junker, dug out and sent up to Long. Now hit out of bounds by Dubner. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Scheidegger will check out. Freet back in for the Terriers. Long on serve, and he sends it right into the net. Point for the Terriers on the side out. Albano will rotate over and take the serve now. He'll chop down with each hand before giving the ball a couple of spins. Eye in the net, flipping it up with the right hand and sending it over where Beard receives it. Up to Long, back to Beard. His shot is blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Beard will take the serve now for BW. Flips it up with the right hand and hits it into the net. That's 2 straight service errors for the Yellow Jackets. And that brings the Terriers to within a point. They trail 11-10 here in the second set. Tilton will be on serve. And he sends it over where it's played by Devlin up to Beard, back to Devlin, and he sends it out of bounds. That evens things up at 11 here in this second set. Tilton will stay on serve for the Terriers. Flip the ball up, send it over where it's received by Reed. Up to Long. Junker tries to tip it, and it goes into the net. Point for the Terriers. They lead at 12-11 here in the second set. Whistled against the Yellow Jackets. Point for the Terriers. They're in front now, 13-11. Coach Mars getting an explanation from the official as to what the call was. And Mars will head back to the bench. And the Yellow Jackets will remain on serve reception. Tilton will stay on serve for the Terriers. They have a 2-point advantage, 13-11 here in the second set. Tilton serve played by the Jackets. Devlin has his shot blocked. Beard handles it up to Long, not a Junker. Junker hits it through a block. Albano tries to keep it alive over to Freed. Blocked at the net by the Yellow Jackets, and it's a point for BW. Chris Mole will go on serve now, trying to even things up. If he can get a point on this serve. Yellow Jackets have struggled serving it up here in the second set. Back-to-back service errors, and this time Mole will get it over. Albano sets it up, and it's put down for a point by Civic. The 6'2 freshman coming up with a couple of big points here for Hiram in this second set. Martini will be on serve now for the Terriers. They're looking to build on a 2-point advantage. Beard receives it up to Long, over to Junker. Junker has his shot deflected, out of bounds, off of the Terriers. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Junker will go on serve with a chance to even things up here in the second set. Flip it up with the right hand, send it over with the right hand. Tilton plays it up to Albano. Big swing, handled by Junker. Over to Beard, now to Devlin, he flips it over. Yellow Jackets will play it at the net. It's Steinitz with the kill. And that ties the score at 14 here in set number 2. Junker gets the signal from the official. Spins it a couple of times into his left hand, sends it over with the right. Tilton handles it up to Albano. Tip at the net is played out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. Point for the Terriers, and they go back in front, 15-14. Civic goes on serve for the Terriers. Jumping right-hander, tips off the net. Beard handles it up to Long. Steinitz with a big hit and a point for the Yellow Jackets. Just like Civic is doing for Hiram, Steinitz, the freshman, having a standout performance today, coming up with some big points And that evens things up at 15 apiece in this second set. Devlin on serve. It's played by Tilton. Up to Albano. Scheidegger with a hit, and he sends it out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Devlin stays on serve. Devlin sends over a serve, played by Tilton. Long sent it back at the Terriers, and they can't hit it over. To point for the Yellow Jackets. And Coach Conley has seen enough. And he burns us first time out of this second set with the Yellow Jackets leading 17-15. While we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Again, the Yellow Jackets with a 17-15 lead here in the second set. They lead it 1-0. Hiram, out of the timeout, will send out Civic, Dubner, Tilton, Martini, Albano, and Scheidegger. The Yellow Jackets will counter with Long, Beard, Steinitz, Junker, Reed, and Devlin, who will be on serve for BW. Devlin with the jumping right-hander, played by Tilton, but it's out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. It's an ace for BW. Devlin chops down at the ball 3 times before he gives it a spin into his right hand. Flips it up, sends it over, and sends it out of bounds. Side out for the Terriers. And they'll send Dubner back to serve it up. Kim checks back in. Devlin will check out for the Yellow Jackets. He'll give the ball 9 power dribbles before he sends it over and out. Point for the Yellow Jackets, side out. Chris Moll will check back in. Peyton Reed will check out for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz sends it over with a serve. Albano sets up a back row attack. Kim will send it right back over on the dig. Albano sets up Tilton, and he has it blocked at the net. Brandon Long and Chris Moll combine to put it down for the Yellow Jacket point. And with that, Hiram will burn their second time out of the set. They trail 20-16 here in this second set. They're down 1-0 already in the match. Tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Out of the timeout, Junker, Kim, Beard, Moll, Long, and Steinitz on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Hiram will counter with Tilton, Martini, Albano, Dubner, Civic, and Scheidegger. Steinitz gives it a high toss with the right hand and sends it over. It's played by Civic. Up to Albano. The Yellow Jackets keep it alive. Junker with a back row attack. Hits it over a block. Set up to Albano. Now back row attack for Hiram. Handled by the Yellow Jackets. Beard will send it over. And it's blocked out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. Steinitz stays on serve. Yellow Jackets with a 5-point advantage here in this second set. Steinitz serve played by Dubner up to Albano. Scheidegger with a tip. It's dug out on the back row up to Long. Junker with a back row attack. He hits it. It bounces off the wall and it's out of bounds off of Hiram. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz with a flip and a hit over the net. Tilton will handle it on the reception. Over to Albano, now over to Martini. He has it dug out by Kim. It gets sent up to Beard and he hits it through a block for a Yellow Jacket point. Steinitz stays on serve for the Yellow Jackets, and he sends it out of bounds. It's a side out for the Terriers. They trail it by 6 as they drop Scheidegger back to serve it up. Scheidegger serve goes out of bounds, and that puts the Yellow Jackets on set point. Scheidegger will check out. Freed will check back in for Hiram. Brandon Long on serve for BW. Set point again for the Yellow Jackets. Long sends it over. It's played by Tilton up to Albano. Big swing out of bounds by Martini. And that gives the Yellow Jackets a 25-17 victory here in this second set. They lead it 2-0 after dueling 25-17 set wins over the Terriers. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll look at those the stats after the second set and then preview the third set here from Ursprung Gymnasium. You're listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Volleyball on BWYellowJackets.com. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ursprung Gymnasium, where the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets are hosting the Hiram College Terriers. in non-conference men's volleyball action. The Terriers came in with an 0-1 record. The Yellow Jackets in their season opener tonight. BW with a 2-0 lead after taking the first and second sets by identical 25-17 counts. As a team, BW has 27 kills to 15 from the Terriers. The Yellow Jackets also have 3 less attack errors, 8-11 from the Terriers. Hiram hitting it at an .074 percentage. The Yellow Jackets at a .352 percentage. And Yellow Jackets also with 24 assists to just 13 for Hiram. BW also leads in digs 24-16. And for the Yellow Jackets, key is just to keep up the pressure. Hiram made them work a little bit more in that second set as they took a lead for the first time tonight, but BW battled back from 2 2-point deficits to get back in front and then finish out that second set. And for Hiram, they need to do a better job of just setting up their hitters. They have a height advantage over the Yellow Jackets, but they're playing on their heels a lot early in this match. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Mole, Beard, Junker, Devlin, Long, and Reed. On the floor for the Terriers, Tilton, Martini, Albano, Civic, Freet, and Dubner. The Yellow Jackets going from right to left here in this third set. Hiram left to right. Brandon Long will serve it up for the Yellow Jackets to start this third set. And a right-handed floating serve is received by Dubner. Up to Tilton, and he hits it off of a Yellow Jacket block out of bounds. Point for the Terriers. Albano will be first to serve it up. Both teams starting with their setters here on this first serve rotation of this third set. Albano with a high toss to himself before sending it over. Now Mole finishes at the net with a kill for the Yellow Jackets. That'll even things up at 1 apiece here in this third set, and Michael Beard will drop back to serve. Beard's jumping right-hander, tips off the top of the net, played by Freed, up to Albano. Tilton tips it at the net. It's blocked down by the Yellow Jackets. Devlin and Mole were in the area, and they give the Yellow Jackets a 2-1 lead here in the third set. Michael Beard with the right-handed serve, and it's deflected by the Terriers. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Beard is credited with an ace. His first service ace of the season, and he quickly follows it up with ace number 2 on the season as the serve reception sailed out of bounds off of Hiram. Beard takes a deep breath, gives the ball a toss, sends it over with the right hand, and it's sent over by the Terriers on the first hit. Devlin hits it through a block out of bounds off of the deflection. Point for the Yellow Jackets. And Coach Conley will burn the first of his 2 timeouts here in this third set with his team down by a 5-1 count. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dane Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow, and Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets will send Junker, Mole, Devlin, Beard, Long, and Reed on the floor. Hiram counters with Civic, Martini, Tilton, Albano, Freed, and Dubner. Beard stays on serve. He'll throw it up with the right hand, send it over with the right hand, and it goes into the rafters before Albano plays it. Martini sends it over on a tip that's handled by Mole. Up to Junker. It's played by Freed up to Albano. And Tilton will have his tipped ball go into the net and blocked down by the Yellow Jackets for a BW point. They lead it by 5 here in this third set. Beard with the right-handed serve and sends it out of bounds. Side out for the Terriers. Tilton will drop back to serve. Gives it 3 dribbles with the right hand, 3 dribbles with both hands. Spins it and sends it over and out of bounds. Side out for the Yellow Jackets. Chris Mole will be on serve. And he quick serves it over the net. Albano keeps it alive, but Martini was already in the air going towards the net when the ball sailed past him and out of bounds. And Hiram will burn another timeout. That's their final timeout of this third set. They trail at 8-2, and Coach Conley trying to get things back going in a positive direction. While we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's volleyball match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. And Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Thank you for all of your support of BW Athletics and its student athletes. Out of the timeout, the Yellow Jackets will send out Beard, Long, Mole, who will stay on serve, Devlin, Steinitz, and Junker. Hiram counters with Albano, Civic, Tilton, Martini, Freed, and Dubner. Mole with a quick right-handed serve, played by Freed up to Albano. He'll set up Martini, and it's blocked at the net for a point, and it's Michael Devlin getting the block for the Yellow Jackets. Mole takes a deep breath after a few dribbles and sends it over with the right hand, and he put way too much behind that one as it sails out of bounds by about 10 feet. Freed will check out after the side out, and Scheidegger will check back in for the Terriers. Martini with the touch serve over the net, played up to Long, tip at the net by Steinitz, and he didn't get enough behind the ball to make it over the net. Point for the Terriers. Martini with the right-handed serve, played by Beard up to Long. Junker hits it out of bounds, but it's off of Albano. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Junker gives the ball 3 dribbles, then a spin, then a dribble, and another spin before sending it over with the right hand. It's played right to the Yellow Jackets, and BW will send it back right at the Terriers, and they'll get a point for Carson Junker on serve. The Terriers sent it over on their first hit on the reception, and the Yellow Jackets put it down. Junker to serve it up again. Sends it into the net with the right hand. And that cuts the deficit for Hiram down to 6. They trail the Yellow Jackets 11-5 here in this third set. Civic will get the ball 7 spins with his left hand and send it into the net. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Michael Devlin will drop back to serve. Sends it over with the right hand. A reception goes all the way over the net and out of bounds. It's a service ace for Devlin and the Yellow Jackets. Devlin flips it up into the air and sends it into the net. Side out for the Terriers. Devlin will check out. Aiden Kim will check back in for the Yellow Jackets. Dubner drops back to serve it up for the Terriers, and he puts it out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Steinitz will serve it up now. Mole comes back in for BW. Reed will check out. Steinitz with a serve that's received by Martini, sent over to Tipton, and then Junker puts it back over. It's sent over on a tip by Tipton. Up to Long. Mole at the net and sends it out of bounds. It's a point for the Terriers. Scheidegger on to serve, and he sends it into the net. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Scheidegger not in the lineup for long. He'll check out. Freed will check back in. Brandon Long will drop back to serve it up with an 8-point lead, 15-7. Yellow Jackets in front of the Terriers. Tip at the net, played by Beard. Up to Long, over to Junker. Hits it through a block. It's played by the back row. Set up for Tipton, and it's handled by Kim. Up to Long, over to Beard, and Hiram's not going to be able to send it back over the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Checking in to see his first action of the match, a 6'1" freshman setter from Cleveland, Ohio, and Warrensville Heights High School, number 13, Ryan Lattimore. Long stays on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's set up to Lattimore, tip at the net, hit by Beard. Over to Kim, now to Junker. He sends it over with the right hand. Hiram keeps it alive. Back row hit from Civic, and it goes into the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 17-7 here in this third set. Brandon Long stays on serve for BW. Right-hander played by Tipton, up to Lattimore. Big swing. Kept alive by Reed on a dive. Kim will send over a free ball. Set up to Lattimore. He tips it over the net. Sent right back at him by the Yellow Jackets. Tipton with a big hit, and it's a point as it falls to the court off of the hand of Brandon Long. Hiram going into the bench a little bit as they send out 6'10" sophomore middle blocker from Cincinnati, number 18, Sebastian Navarro. Lattimore on the serve. It tips off the top of the net, and Reed can't handle it for the Yellow Jackets. It's a point for the Terriers. Lattimore's hit Goes into the net. It's a side out for the Yellow Jackets. They lead it by 9, 18-9 here in this third set. They're up 2-0 in this best-of-5 match. Beard will go on serve again. He'll chop down at the ball once, roll the ball against his left hip a couple times, take a deep breath, and send it over with the right hand. It's played over to Tipton. He hits it with the right hand, played by Long, up to Reed, over to Junker. Junker gets the kill as Freed can't handle it. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 19-9 here in this third set. Beard stays on serve. And it's played in the back row up to Lattimore. Back row attack from Tipton, handled by Beard. Up to Long, over to Devlin, and Hiram keeps it alive. Lattimore sends it over, but they're going to say it crossed on the wrong side of the post that extends from the net, and it's a point for the Yellow Jackets. The Terriers not happy. They thought Lattimore got it over the net, inbounds. The official in the corner felt otherwise and ruled in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Beard with a jumping right-hander. It's played right back over the net by the Terriers. Over to Devlin, and he sends it out of bounds. Freed got absolutely smoked by the right-handed serve of Michael Beard. It went off of the side of his face over the net, but Hiram gets the point. Freed might have a heck of a headache. Tilton will serve it up for the Terriers, and he promptly hits it into the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. They're in front by 11, 21-10 here in this third set. Reed will check out. Steinitz will check back in. Mole on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Mole with a jumping right-hander, played by Freed, up to Lattimore. Big hit, and it goes out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Martini got a good chunk of the ball, but he misdirected it and got it right out of bounds. Mole with 8 small dribbles before tossing it up to himself and sending it over. Played up to Lattimore. And a big swing and a point for the Terriers as Dubner got the point off of a deflection from the Yellow Jackets. Martini will drop back to serve it up. His right-hander played by Beard. Up to Long, over to Junker. Junker hits it through a block. It's played by Tilton. Back to Tilton now after a set. Beard handles it. Up to Long. Junker with the right hand has it blocked out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets lead it 23-11 here in this third set. Junker on serve. Sends it into the net with the right hand. Side out for the Terriers. Navarro drops back to serve for the Terriers. He sends it over. It's dug out by Reed, up to Long, over to Devlin. He tips the ball, and is it deflected out of bounds? It is by the Terriers. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. They go on match point. They lead it 24-12. And it'll be Michael Devlin who will serve it up. Flips it up with the right hand. Jumping right-hander. Played up at the net. The Yellow Jackets will block it down. And that does it for tonight's match as the Yellow Jackets close out the straight sets victory with a 25-17, 25-17, 25-12 win over the Hiram Terriers. Hiram drops to 0-2 on the season. The Yellow Jackets win their first of the season. They are 1-0, and they will be back in action this weekend. They have a full slate ahead of them as they host a tri match on a Saturday and then another tri match on Sunday. The Yellow Jackets will be in action against Marion University out of Wisconsin at 12 noon on Saturday. And then they'll take the second match off and play host to Hilbert College at 5 p.m. on Saturday. Then on Sunday, they'll face off against St. Norbert out of Wisconsin at 10 a.m. and then play Loris University out of Iowa at 3 p.m. Taking a look at some final numbers for today's match. The Yellow Jackets were led in points by Michael Beard, who had 11. He added 2 assists and had 9 kills on the day. Carson Junker had 10.5 points with 9 kills and a 1 service ace. Beard and Devlin each had 2 service aces. Devlin had 9 points with 6 kills. Steinitz had 6.5 points with 6 kills. Brandon Long had 5.5 points with 4 kills. Chris Mole had 5.5 points with 2 kills. Peyton Reed led the way with 7 digs, and Aiden Kim added 6 in relief. Leading the way for the Terriers with 6.5 points, was Connor Tilton. Jackson Dubner added 6 points. Kyle Martini had 5.5 points. Garrett Scheidegger had 2 points, 1.5 points from Colin Civic. Matt Albano added 1 point, as did Ryan Lattimore, and Jared Leans added a half a point. Team statistics, the Yellow Jackets had 36 kills and 71 attacks. Hiram had 18 kills and 73 attacks. Attack errors, Hiram committed 16, the Yellow Jackets only 11. BW had a 352 hitting percentage. Hiram just an 027 hitting percentage. The Yellow Jackets nearly doubled up Hiram in assists, 31-16. BW had 6 service aces, just 2 for the Terriers. Service errors, Hiram had 15, the Yellow Jackets had 14. BW had 34 digs to 21 for the Terriers. Reception errors, Hiram committed 6, the Yellow Jackets just 2. Total blocks went the way of the Yellow Jackets 6-4. Block assists went the way of the Yellow Jackets 12-8. In blocking errors, Hiram committed 2, and the Yellow Jackets committed 1. Once again, BW, a straight sets winner over Hiram, 25-17, 25-17, 25-12 here at Ursprung Gymnasium inside the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Baldwin Wallace will next be in action again on Saturday afternoon when they play host to Marion out of Wisconsin at 12 p.m. and then Hilbert College out of New York at 5 p.m. And they'll be back in action again on Sunday when they host St. Norbert out of Wisconsin at 10 a.m. and then Loris out of Iowa at 3 p.m. And you can catch all those matches here on bwyellowjackets.com. For everybody here at Baldwin Wallace, my name is Matt Florjancic saying thanks for watching tonight's men's volleyball season opener as they win over Hiram in straight sets. And want to say have a good night, everybody, and go Jackets. We'll see you on Saturday afternoon from Ursprung Gymnasium.